Greetings to everyone present here. So, continuing our last edition, we have our guest again here. We have Mr. Abishek Ravishankar, a renowned vocalist, and our guest, which we had introduced in our earlier video, renowned vocalist and a rhythm player, Mr. Kishore Ramesh. So, continuing the our interview from the last edition, have a few common questions. So I planned that we could have a session with you both. So how did college help you guys, pursuing your passion, Mridangam and vocalist, and you were both of you of the same team in college or something like that?
I think he'll go with this question.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So this is a very interesting question because our whole part of college was about music majorly because we were part of the college music team. So that's how all of us, like Kishore and myself, we got along in the first place. Even though we knew each other before college, but this was like a most important bonding point. And we were also part of the same class in college as well as the same music team. So it was through college, through the music club in college. That's how things started out.
So we had an interaction with Mr. Kishore Ramesh sir, but could I know about yourself now because you have just come to the studio?
Yes. So, yes, I'm Abhishek, as Garv introduced. I'm a Carnatic musician. I did BCom CS at Viveka 2016-2019 batch. And I also work for a corporate company, a software company called Freshworks. And I balance both work and music. And I've been singing concerts across Chennai and also outside Chennai, India. I've done international concerts too. So that's in a nutshell.
Okay, so like because you mentioned you work as well as you perform. So how do you actually manage both of these things? Your passion. So for some people, passion comes first, then work. So how is it for you?
I think you'll have to balance it out. Of course, music is. I will weigh music more than what I weigh for work, but the economics of music is always not that great. That you'll have to have something that is allied, right, so that you can manage music and you can pursue it down the road. You can also pursue it, right? So yeah, you have to find time to balance. There's no other way. So you'll have to manage your time.
Even you mentioned right,
Yeah.
like you started with ICW and then you are doing complete music.
Yeah.
So that's also really inspiring.
Yeah, there was a time when I used to balance work, studies, and music, everything together.
Okay.
So that was pretty difficult, but
Okay.
I had to do it at that time.
Could you tell about your guru, sir?
Yeah, so I initially started learning from my mother, Kausalya. Then, once I wanted to get more advanced training, I currently learn from Vidwan A.S. Murali, A.S.
Okay.
Murali sir. Yeah, so I've been learning from him for the past 10 years, I would say.
So, sir, could you tell about your concerts, international concerts, and how do you manage your nerves while performing in concerts? Or before concerts, you would have like stress, stage fear sometimes. So, how do you manage those things, and how do you manage time between international concerts and concerts in other cities?
Yeah, first I would like to talk about the nerves part.
Okay.
So there were times when I used to feel very anxious and nervous before concerts because number one, I didn't have the right stamina, to be very frank, to play the mridangam. I developed the stamina over the years only.
Oh.
And number two, I had my father coming along with me for all concerts, and he used to he was slightly strict, and when I play something wrong and when I look at him, I'm just terrified. So that used to happen a lot when I started out, and gradually when I built my stamina and also my knowledge, I think that went away. So
Could you tell me about your one of your international tour? How did audience react with the traditional Indian instrument?
right, to talk about that, it's better to talk about the Europe trip because I think the audiences were totally diverse, and you in US you just have the regular audience like in Chennai, but the Europe the audience is totally different. You want to present your music in a way that they understand better. The concerts are not usually the concerts Carnatic concerts go for 2.5 hours to 3 hours, but there it was just 1 hour 15 minutes.
Okay.
You keep everything short and simple, and you explain many things so that they could understand it better. And we had like 22 concerts, and we had concerts in cathedrals, we had acoustic concerts, we had house concerts.
Okay.
It was very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do audience in abroad in foreign countries take Indian music? So do they actually like it, or how do they react with it?
So there are segments, right? So let's take US, Europe, or like Dubai. There are people who've gone from India. Let's say there might be Tamil people, there might be people of South descent who go there, who still want to be a part of our culture. So they might be learners of Carnatic music, or they might also be actually practitioners of Carnatic music.
Okay.
They might be running schools. So typically all of these schools invite us to go and perform. So they already have a base who consume Carnatic music in the first place. Other than that, of course, there can be a spillover of if it's going to be a Europe, like how Kishore mentioned, it's going to be a European who wants to come and understand what this music is, right? They might be exposed to jazz or other pop music, right? But they'd want to come and see, okay, what is this instrument? This is nice. It's very interesting. So I've never had specific experiences like that, but like how Kishore told, this cathedral experiences, right? He also performed under a cave, right? So it's like one of a kind experience, right? That does not happen in Chennai, or that does not usually happen because it's not a normal setting for a concert, right? So yeah, I mean, you can maybe ask more.
The international music also has a lot of traditional instruments, usage of traditional instruments. Because if I remember, the Slumdog Millionaire title track, it has mridangam, tabla, and all the traditional instruments. So how will the future of traditional instruments in our country evolve, and how will it be? Will there be an impact in Hollywood with respect to the traditional instruments?
Hollywood level, I think the only thing now is everything is programmed.
Okay.
Everything has come under one key, the press of one key, the sound of mridangam, sound of tabla. That is a great innovation, to be frank, but that shouldn't like mridangist இப்போ live instrument record பண்ற மாதிரி I don't think there's anything that can match the feel of that. So I think this way. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah. So of course, like you were talking about AI a few minutes before, right? And AI can never replace fully. You need a human to make sensitive music with AI, maybe, right? For example, everything is automated now, like how he said, like a tabla or a mridangam. However, you're able to sample it, but it's not aesthetic enough, so that you'll not be able to hear the real sound of mridangam or a tabla, right? People like A. Raman has maybe given Indian instruments a very high position also by bringing it to a certain stage, right?
Right.
So when he gets Oscar, right, so they look at his work, they see what kind of sounds he's used, and
He's used many instruments, mridangam, konakol, you name it, he's used it. Ganjira, ghatam, the violin, everything.
For that record, right? Let me quote some international examples. This Ricky Cage,
Okay.
Jacob Collier is from UK. He's got several Grammys now. He's collaborated with Anushka Shankar, who's a sitar player, Varijashri, who's like a vocalist from Bangalore,
Grammy nominee. Yeah.
Grammy nominated. So which means that it's already there. All the instruments and all ideas are already conceived, because Instagram is a very powerful medium. You do something today, you can be like an overnight big thing, sensation. So it's very helpful in one way. I'm not going to deny anything, but with instruments, I think the core sensitivity is to retain the nature of it and like use it in the real way, as real as possible, right? For example, of course, like if you want to do a proper sitar track, right? Like a 4-minute sitar track, I would not sample the entire thing. I would ask a sitar player to come and play.
Yeah.
But if it's just going to be a 5-second sitar filling, I would maybe try to match that 5 second with something that I can work with the sample, right? because that's not the core of it.
Hmm.
For example, if you're doing a mridangam track, then you might as well like want to give it a real
Right.
feeling. So that's my take on
Okay.
it.
So probably if a track only requires the grooves, so for example num chop, just அவ்வளவுதான் போறோம் அப்படின்னா maybe you can program it.
Okay.
But it's something like 1 minute or 30-second track even. Then you actually need the instruments. Sir, could you sing something for our audience if that's possible?
வந்தவாழ்வும் வளர்புகழும் வந்தவாழ்வும் வளர்புகழும் சுந்தர ரூபன் சுகுமாரன் வந்தவாழ்வும் வளர்புகழும் சுந்தர ரூபன் சுகுமாரன் கந்தன் செயலன்றோ இதை சிந்தி தூணராயோ யாவும் கந்தன் செயலன்றோ
That's amazing, sir. That's actually lovely.
This is a song composed on the Lord Muruga,
Okay.
composed by Vidwan Lalgudi Jayaraman,
Okay.
violinist.
He's like a legendary violinist.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, during a concert, is a vocalist dependent on a mridangam player or an instrumentalist, or is it vice versa? Like instrumentalist depending on the vocalist.
It's always interdependent. You cannot function with
Okay.
without one.
So how does this synergy work?
It works on different levels. One, musical synergy. The other one is the rapport that you have with that person and how much you've performed with them before.
Okay.
So for them to actually sync with you, they'll have to know about your music in the first place. So you'll have to click in the first place. They'll have to anticipate, or you'll have to know how they play so that you can mend your way along like that. So I think its synergy is based on how much you perform with them, how much you practice with them, how your rapport is.
Okay. So did you learn any kind of life lesson, like apart from music, from your guru?
Yeah, so it's it's always like
You always learn how to bond with other people, how to connect, how to
Okay.
interact with people. It's not just music that you learn from a guru. So I think how to respect people, how to approach different life things in life, like that. Yeah.
So something which you would talk, which you would communicate to the upcoming artists or the upcoming vocalist. How can they use AI and other things? And to sum it up, how one person should start his music journey or being a vocalist? How should he start?
first of all, is that person needs to be interested in that,
Okay.
right? To even do that. So if you're going to talk about just being a vocalist, it is just general. But if you're going to talk about Carnatic music, it is different. If it's going to be film music, it's different. So Carnatic music is I would say it's a tough art form. It requires you to have a lot of understanding, right? I'm not saying no one can get it. It's definitely hard and requires a lot of practice and effort to do that, right? But anyone who's interested, I think, like what Kishore initially mentioned, like find a teacher, right? Find a guru, preferably someone who you like,
Okay.
preferably a style that who you would
Relate to.
or you would like to sing in, right? So find that in the first place. Listen to more music, like understand your music, like not just like one type of music, but be open to all types of music. Understand how it works. Like go to live concerts. I think for us going to live concerts, have our learning arc has increased only because of attending live
It has
concerts.
impacted our music a lot,
Because
many ways.
we listen to concerts by different artists.
Okay.
Even though we have biases in what we like, but we've still listened to concerts, even though we might not be a great fan of few artists, but we still like go and listen because there's always something to learn from any concert. There's always anything. So you might come out with a question or a thought that, oh, maybe this could have maybe we can take this, or this could have been done in a better way, and you can take few inputs from that as well. So I think for anyone, the key thing is to like get first like find a guru, have a proper initiation, and yeah, just to go about it, like listening to a lot of concerts and like.
So can you tell me about your first live concert which you attended? Like, what did you learn from it, and what was your mindset then as a teenager or as a child?
If you're asking about first live concert, I didn't learn anything in the concert because I was very young.
Okay.
But in general, have a lot of concerts. I cannot really pick one, but we've heard. So during college, our like one of our favorite artists is always Abishek Ravishankar, right? So
Yeah.
during college, we used to like
Hmm.
go crazy. We used to always go to his concerts, and we used to come back, discuss about those ideas. So I think those are all very memorable moments.
Yeah, now I'm actually playing for Abhishek Ravishankar.
Oh,
And
that's
That's
great.
like a full circle.
yeah, so that's really from being a fan to accompany him on stage.
Yeah.
It's a great thing.
So it was an honor meeting you, sir.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
I definitely feel that our audience and I personally learned a lot from what we had a really good conversation today. And I believe that we would, you would contribute to department in our future.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.